afternoon. Today is Sunday, April 27th. It is day 2 of 4 of this 4-day block. And since I did not get used yesterday, let me go ahead and welcome you to my channel. My name is Kiera, your friendly neighborhood regional flight attendant. And let's get this show on the road. So, like I said, I was not used yesterday for my short call block, and I thought I was going to get through today without being used on my short call block. However, that did not happen for today. So, yesterday they did assign me a 2-day trip that starts tomorrow. They assigned me a 2-day trip that starts tomorrow, and it's the same layover city of the 2-day trip that I picked up at the end of this 4-day block. So camera dropped, but I got you now. I got you a little more secure. So as of right now for today, I just have a Cleveland turn. We'll see if it stays that way. Then tomorrow, if everything stays the same, then I'll have another Cleveland turn, and then a flight from DC to Manchester. So I usually do a turn out of Manchester, so this would be my first time staying in Manchester if the trip stays the same. Then the following day, it's Manchester to DC and then a Columbia, South Carolina turn. And then I should be done, because I had picked up a 2-day trip that follows that, and that 2-day trip is sort of similar for the most part, except for the first turn. So I start a Nashville turn, and then I overnight in Manchester to then do a Manchester back to DC, and then a Columbia turn out of DC. So it's a lot, but we'll see if it stays that way. So yesterday while I was on a short call, sitting at home, I didn't do much, y'all. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's why I didn't even pick up the camera. I did some laundry and I did some editing. I got 2 more videos up to be scheduled. So I have videos as of this point. Well, by the time this video is posted, all those scheduled videos would have posted by now. But today is April 27th, and I have videos scheduled through May 14th at this point. So I do have a couple more trips that need to be edited. So I will do my best to get those up. They'll definitely be up before I run out of scheduled videos, that's for sure. But I want to get through the ones that I've done on my phone so I can start editing the ones that I do with my camera. This will be the second trip with the camera, so definitely excited about that. So I have about 2 hours to get to the airport, but you guys know I like to get there. I like to not be rushing or any of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my way to the airport, relax a little bit. I did get the notification that my inbound aircraft has left from Des Moines, so it'll be there we should have an on-time departure. So I will see you guys at the airport. Just probably going to do this Cleveland turn, so I am going to do this leg to Cleveland. The line holder that was supposed to be on this trip, she is actually commuting to Cleveland. So she's either going to work the flight back and then I deadhead back, or she'll just commute in on this flight. So we'll see. Our passengers are starting to board. So I'll see you guys in Cleveland. So we have made it to Cleveland. It was a completely full flight coming to Cleveland. It's going to be a pretty full flight going back to DC. But the flight attendant that was supposed to work this flight, she's actually meeting us here in Cleveland, and she was able to get a seat so that she can take over the trip when we get back to DC. So I should be going home once I get back to DC. But I did bring all my bags just in case, because y'all know as well as I know that crew scheduling like to play with me sometimes, and it really too like to play with me. But although it was full, the main cabin was chill. The main cabin was really chill. First class was, they were showing out. Especially since this aircraft only has one bathroom and it's in the back. So once I start doing service, it's hard for anyone to go to the bathroom until I pass them. So yeah, it's little vicissitudes going on, but it's all good. Like I said, we're going a pretty full flight going back, and we should be boarding in the next like 10 minutes or so. Check. Delayed, and we'll talk about that when we unwind and recap the car. But they had to take me off the Cleveland turn tomorrow, so I just have the DC to Manchester flight tomorrow. So we shall get to sleep in. Yeah, I swear. Shuttle bus just blows right past the stops. Now they normally stop at all of them, but no, not this one, not tonight. I walk all the way down here to get back to my car. Just gonna roll my eyes, shake my head. Because obviously, if I got on the shuttle bus right behind them, they stop. But I ain't gonna fuss. Even though I just fussed. I'm finished. But I must say, I am very glad that my car is still here, because your girl didn't realize it until she was already at the airport. I forgot to put my parking permit in my windshield. My car is registered, but forgot that parking permit. All right. Excuse me. I made it to my car. Boy, thankfully she's still here. Like I said, definitely forgot to put that parking permit, but I was just here for the day, so, well, not even a full day, a couple hours, and I think I mentioned my car is registered. So yeah, so the flight, we were doing great, we were on time and everything, but flowing to DC caused us to sit caused us to sit on the tarmac for an hour. Yeah, once we closed the doors and we finished our safety demo, we had an hour until our wheels up time. And our pilots kept calling and seeing if we can get something earlier, because we had people with tight connections. So I know we had at least 2 people who missed their connection, so I do hope that they're able to get some type of accommodation, because this is an air traffic control delay, so it wasn't maintenance, but I do hope that something can be done for them. Some of the other people who originally had tight connections, their inbound flight was going through the same thing that we were going through. So they should have been able to make their flights because of that. But So they took the Cleveland turn off tomorrow, so instead of a 6:47 report time, I have an 11:45 report time tomorrow, and I love that for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my way home so I can get my life together. I'll probably go to the gym in the morning since I don't have to be at the airport as early as I did before. So that's probably where I'll check in with you guys next. good work in the gym. It's much later in the day than it normally is when I go to the gym, so there's a lot of people in there, but I still did manage to get a couple of clips of my workout. It is currently 8:44 a.m. I have an 11:46 report time today, so I have about an hour before they're gonna call me to notify me, or at least send a push notification. So I'm gonna go ahead, go home, get my life together. It's just a 2-day for today, so as of right now I just have the DC to Manchester, Boston, so New Hampshire today. So I'm gonna overnight Manchester. It's gonna be my first time going there, and then tomorrow I have a Manchester to DC and then a Columbia, South Carolina turn out of DC. So that's what we're looking at for right now. And then the following day I start another 2-day, and it's a similar flight schedule, same overnight, similar flight schedule. So that'll be real easy. So all I'm gonna take for both of these 2 days is I'm I'm trying to debate if I just want to take my book bag or if I want to take the rollerboard and my book bag. So we'll see. I'll make that decision when I get home. The aircraft was delayed coming in, so we're going to go ahead and get these passengers on quickly. I am going to be an aft girly today. Y'all know I love this aircraft. Where's a little further back. And so we're going to get these people to Manchester, and then I'm going to be done for the day. So I will check in with you guys when we get to Manchester. We have made it to our hotel. It is 2:51 p.m. and just had one flight today. The flight was fabulous, absolutely fabulous. It was, what was it, hour 10 minutes from wheels up to wheels down. The passengers were very, very chill. They appreciated the chemistry between me and my other flight attendant. Mind you, I've never worked with him before, but such a gentleman, such a gentleman. Yeah, he was like, he turned 70 in 3 years. I said, sir, in what world? In what world? Because there's no way. But he's a gentleman, very, very respectful. Let me sit down and talk to y'all about my day because, baby, lots to talk about. So, yo, this morning, I had to call 911 on my way to work. I didn't see the accident happen, but on my way to work, I saw that there was an accident on the side of the road. Like, we're heading southbound, and the car is facing northbound in the southbound lane. The person, they had gotten out the car, and I couldn't tell if they were just holding their head because they were upset about the accident or if they were injured or something like that. And a lot of people have the mindset, oh, I don't need to call because someone else is going to call or somebody else will do it. And honestly, I was thinking that when I first drove by. But then I was like, you know what? If everyone is saying someone else will call, no one will call. So I called, let them know what I knew, and then went from there. I said a little prayer. Hopefully he is okay and there are no permanent injuries or anything like that. Then just now in the shuttle, now the shuttle driver was not rude to me or my crew, but we had a non-rev on our flight and she was trying to get in the shuttle and the driver was just so rude. Like, they were going back and forth, and it got to the point where he called her out her name, called her a B, and y'all, it was she called that customer service line real fast. She called them real fast. And my captain actually said something to the front desk as well, because the driver drops off at, I think it's like 3 or 4 different hotels, and she's not staying at our hotel, but she's staying at another hotel that they drop off at. Y'all, it was Oh, it was bad. He wouldn't even open the door for her. Like, it was a mess. So we all told her, like, you know, don't let this ruin her day. And she was like, no, it's not going to. She's like, she's a travel nurse. I said, go ahead with your bad self. Like, you are doing well for yourself, and don't let the negativity ruin that. So that was a doozy. So really, we had a really good flight, so really was messing up the energy, but it's not gonna keep us down. Like I said, my captain talked to the front desk about it, and everything. Hopefully, they'll get that all situated. So, this is my first time in Manchester, and I'm trying to debate. I probably will walk over. There's a movie theater across the street, so I'm probably gonna walk over there and just see what they got going. I want to see the movie Sinners. I'm not a big horror movie person, but I heard the movie is really, really good. So I do want to go see that. And since there's a movie theater right there, it makes sense to do that. However, I will need to see if they accept like Apple Pay, if I can use my phone to pay, because I know I've done this before, but y'all, my wallet is at home. And I did not realize that I didn't have it until I'm going up the escalator on my way to TSA. Because I was like, oh, I'll go through KCM. But I need my ID. Now I have my passport. I don't like pulling my passport out though. So I'm looking, and then I realized I put my wallet in my gym bag along with my headphones, and they're still there. So I called home and checked, and yep, sure enough, they are there. So at least I know where they are. You know, silver lining, gotta find them. So I know where they are, but they are not here. So I'll, just to get my steps in, although y'all saw I put in that good work at the gym this morning, I am gonna go check and see if they do take Apple Pay, if I can do that. If not, then I'll just walk back over here and just chill, do some editing and all that. Of course, I gotta see what time the movies and stuff start, so we'll cross that bridge together. But yeah, like, this is the first time here. You guys can see the room. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There is, let me flip this around, bathroom when you first walk in. There's a microwave in the room, kind of close to the bathroom, but there's a door. There's all of this. There's me. Opening drawers and stuff. Then the bathroom is in here. Toilet literally right there. And we have shower. You know, standard. Go ahead and just close that, because it's a little weird having the bathroom set up so close to the heat my food up, store my food set up. Like, so much so the towels right next to the fridge. But hey, that's how they want to set it up. Who am I to tell them? We have a full-length mirror. We love it. There is cute closet, actually. Very, very cute closet. I'm getting a little better with this camera, y'all. I'm getting a little better with the camera. Bear with me. So, TV drawers, all of that. And then the window. That's about all the view we're gonna get. But I like the space in here. It's very, very spacious. So, do I wish there were two beds? Absolutely. But one is okay. And we have a 4:15 van time tomorrow morning. So, like I said, it's currently about 3 o'clock now. So I'm going to go ahead and get my life together so I can head over and see what movies they have, if they have the movie playing that I want to see, and then we'll go from there. 8:25. I'm gonna make my way over to the movie theater so I can get myself all checked in and see if I can use Apple Pay to get me some snacks or something. If not, it's cool. I am excited. I'm not a big scary movie person, but we're gonna do this. We are gonna do this. To my seat. I've never had a movie theater set up like this. It's almost like a office, if you will. It's cute though. It's really cute. We have a menu with all kinds of things on here. And I did confirm I can use Apple Pay. So you get a voicemail and then they can leave a message and I can read it and I don't have to listen to it. I love that for me. So I'm gonna look and see what we're gonna get and to enjoy this movie, but I'm enjoying this so far. Goodness, a thriller movie indeed. It was beautiful. Oh my goodness, I love that I'm glad that I stayed all the way like to the end because there were other people in there, not a lot of people, but they left out before the end credits. So if you've seen the movie, then you know that it looks like it's ending, and then there's like how, you know, like the Marvel movies, they're the following part of it. So just amazing, absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead inside and so I've made it back to the room. It was a good movie. It was a really, really good movie. There were some parts where I was covering my ears because I was anticipating some scary parts, but it was really, really good movie. I'm glad I went and saw it. It is now 6:19, so since we have such an early report time, I'm gonna go ahead and start to unwind and relax for the rest of the night. Let's look and see if right now we still just have 3 legs tomorrow. Let's look. We're gonna get this real time. Okay. As of right now, we still just have 3 legs tomorrow. So we have Manchester back to DC, DC to Columbia, Columbia back to DC. We'll see if it stays that way. am heading down to meet my crew. We have a 4:15 van time, so I am gonna go ahead and make my way downstairs. Hopefully I'm going the right way. Oop. Went the wrong way. I'm gonna go ahead and meet them downstairs because we have a 4:15 van time. Alright, we have made it onto the aircraft. It is about 11 minutes before boarding. Not a full flight, so that's good. No special, so we should be able to get everyone on and out of here as soon as possible so that they can make their connections. I will check in with you guys when we get to DC. For a little while, so I would have got me some breakfast. Chick-fil-A. Got me my bowl. And it's not full flight heading to Colombia, so I love that for us. Should be quick, an hour long. And our passengers should be coming down shortly, so I'll put you guys up when we get to Colombia or when we get back to DC. As of right now, let's refresh and see. As of right now, I still just have the Columbia turn and then I'm done. So we'll see if it stays that way. Oh, as y'all can see, I'm back in the car. And the last time I talked to you guys, we were either on our way to Columbia or leaving Columbia. But as you can see, I'm back. I have been unhanded, and tomorrow I have a 6:50 report time for a trip that I did pick up. It's a 2-day, so we're going back to Manchester. Don't know what we're gonna get into when we get there, but we'll figure that out tomorrow. Flights were really easy today. They progressively got larger passenger count. The last flight that we did, so Columbia back to DC, they was a party. They were a party. Everybody wanted double shot of everything. I was like, all right, I got y'all. Until we run out. We had a good time. We had a good time. And my other flight attendant gonna tell them that it was my birthday. So I'm telling them, I'm like, it is not my birthday. And as we leave, they're like, happy birthday, happy birthday. I'm like, oh my goodness. At some point, I just said, thank you. Just said thank you. So it is currently 12:14. I'm gonna head home, relax for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go to the gym with my trainer tonight. And then tomorrow, I'll probably go to the gym at Manchester, because right next to the movie theater that I went to yesterday, there is a Planet Fitness that is right next door. So, very excited. Gonna go ahead and do that. I am, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and head home, get our lives together for tomorrow, and then I'll probably see you guys at the gym. Probably will see you guys at the gym. If not at the gym, definitely tomorrow morning. So, we'll see when I see you. currently May 1st, and it is the end of this 6-day block for me. So I know the last time I spoke with you guys, I talked about I had a 2-day trip that I had picked up, but I called out sick yesterday because I just had a migraine, and I was like, yeah, no, not gonna risk flying with that. So I did call out. I rested all day yesterday, and then today, as you guys saw, I was full of energy. I felt much better, so I was on short call today. So they didn't end up using me, so I did a deep clean of my car. I started cleaning up in the house, getting like spring cleaning basically. And then I went to this time I went to the gym with my trainer, because the last time I said I was going to go, I think the cold has started to get to me. Oh, 1 second. I had this light and it didn't turned itself off on me. Okay. So the cold was starting to get to me. So I had fallen asleep and slept through what would have been the training session. And I'm gonna make this quick because this light is, I obviously need to charge it. Sorry, I'm just playing around with it now. But I had fallen asleep through what would have been the training session, so I didn't end up going. I slept most of yesterday, and so yeah, so that's what these last 2 days have been, really. So thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, live freely, love always, travel often. Bye.